I am personally reaching out to you. The good news now is we are opening 720 pioneer spots for stakeholders and limited partnership opportunities for our physical hub expansion plan. This is a rare chance to join early and be part of our growth story. So let me talk about hub manager opportunity and promotional content creation. Now let's dive in. Hub manager role. As a promotion partner, you will help expand PSL physical hubs and potentially become a hub manager in your city. Responsibilities: promote PSL, generate paid memberships, and manage local hub operations. Benefits: earn $8 per paid membership, $2,000 annual bonus, and potential FMPS benefits. Promotional content creation. Use our provided templates and resources. Create engaging videos, posts, and ads for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook Reels, and X. Share your unique story and experience with PSL. If you would like to join us as a promotional partner, then this is the benefit awaiting you. It is called FMPS benefits. Open to individuals outside Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Help expand PSL physical hubs and potentially become a hub manager in your city. Your responsibilities include to promote PSL and generate paid memberships, manage local hub operations, support PSL's mission and values. The benefits include to earn $8 per paid membership, $2,000 annual bonus, potential FMPS benefits, which is 1% equity stake in 20% of PSL's net 5-year profits, leadership opportunity, and networking. Now, for creating promotional content, use our templates and resources. We will provide you with pre-made templates, images, and videos to make content creation easier. Share your story. Tell your network about your experience with PSL and why you believe in our mission. Focus on benefits.
All right, so my people, hello everyone, and welcome to what might be the most urgent, life-altering conversation we've ever had in the PSL Co-work Network series. The moment where hesitation can cost you everything and decisive action can secure wealth for generations. I am Francis Bestman Isugu, lead founder and chief steward of PSL Luxury Lifestyle brand, the self-funded Dignity First ecosystem, delivering shelter without predatory debt, professional clothing without humiliation, nutritional security without anxiety, and income with real predictability. If you are watching this right now and something inside you is stirring, a quiet voice saying this feels important, or even a louder one saying I can't afford to miss this, thank you for stopping everything to listen. Today, the title says it all. Last chance. Join PSL's founding team and secure your financial future. This is not exaggeration. This is math, scarcity, and timing speaking plainly. PSL is in the earliest, highest leverage stage of any successful startup, the ignition phase where the founding team and pioneers pour in the first work, stakes, and promotions to spin up the flywheel. Once that engine is running smoothly, equity becomes scarce, expensive, and mostly gone. The question every serious builder must answer honestly is this: if it is good for you now when you can afford to work with PSL, but you don't want to join now, is it when you can't afford it that you are waiting for? Too many people have already missed out on exactly this. They had today's riches, time, capital, energy, connections, but failed to convert them into tomorrow's wealth. They waited for proof, for certainty, for the right moment. And by then, equity was locked, valuations had exploded, and the only path left was buying tiny fractions at premium prices or settling for linear returns. PSL's future financial security for families, for communities, for entire cities will flow from the work and stakes happening right now. The founding team decides how feasible, sustainable, and massive this vision becomes by committing first. Your role is most powerful at this exact stage. Let us talk equity. Because salaries build lifestyles, but equity builds empires. In any startup that survives and scales 10 years, 1% equity vested over that period is worth far more than a decade of regular salaries. Why? Because if PSL pays salaries consistently for 10 years, it means the company has grown at least 10 times, likely much more. Salaries stay flat or grow modestly. Equity multiplies with the company's value. The math doesn't lie. Founders and pioneers don't get rich from monthly checks, they get rich from owning a piece of exponential growth. PSL is self-funded through pioneer stakes, no external dilution yet, which means the earliest contributors capture the lion's share. Right now, 60% equity is already spoken for, 30% to the 3 co-founders, 10% collective pool for the 720 pioneer stakeholders per city, and 20% reserved for the first-year top performers in the Physical Hub Expansion Promotion Partners Program. The remaining 40% is held for future development across the 4 surface value departments. That leaves everyone satisfied who came in early and very little room for others who would come in late. And it is shrinking fast. Look at the revenue engine already in motion. Arbitrage alone, the 400 naira fixed difference retained per stake payout generates 11.52 million naira monthly per 720 units city block, scaling to 138 million naira annually. At 1% equity, that is 1.38 million naira per year from arbitrage in year 1. And it compounds as hubs multiply. 20 new hubs per year projected for the next 5 years via promotion partners. Add stake renewals, 10% benchmark scaling at 20 times, auto staking profit share, 55% hub retention from DIY conversions, projected $453,600 in first 6 months, scaling to millions. And excess gains, 1% equity starts small but explodes. 1 million naira year 1, 21 million naira year 2, 41 million naira year 3, 61 million naira year 4, 81 million naira year 5, 101 million naira year 6. Add those up, over 300 million in just 6 years for 1%. And it is compounding, not flat. Compare that to saving a 500,000 naira monthly salary untouched for 6 years. Just 36 million naira maximum. The gap is staggering. This is why equity is the price. Passive, compounding, protected wealth that flows as long as the engine runs. Salaries reward effort. Equity rewards ownership of the system. PSL's model is designed for unicorn potential without external capital requests. Private stakes, fuel hubs, trading expansion. That brilliance protects early contributors. But it also means equity is a depleting resource. Once locked for life, future investors, even millions of them, will scramble for fractions of 1% at massive premiums. If you wait until PSL has 36 hubs per city, 20 new cities per year, thousands of professionals, public listing rumors, and fortune-level valuation, you will pay the highest price for the smallest slice, or get none at all. Today it is accessible, low cost to enter as a stakeholder, fund stakes, for DIY/DFY returns, or promoter fund paid promotions for commissions. Either path, if you are early and contribute meaningfully in year 1, opens the door to equity consideration. Let's talk about more equity valuation and availability for those who join as stakeholders, because there's already a fixed amount of equity for those who join as promoters. So for those who join as stakeholders, yes, this is the founder telling you exactly what to expect. While we reserve 10% equity for the first 720 stakeholders, it doesn't necessarily get to all equally. This is how it goes, right? So for the 10%, right, the first 20 of the 720 stakeholders who achieve from their stakes a maximum number of 36 stakes per week done 4 times per month. The first 20 who achieve this kind of stake volume will get 50% of the 10% available equity for stakeholders. That means if you are in the first 20 of the stakeholders in DFY who get the first 36 stakes funded per week and do it consistently weekly for the first month, which means you achieved a total of 144 stakes. That means you are among those who will share 50% of the 10% available equity for stakeholders, while the remaining stakeholders, 700 stakeholders, will share in the remaining 50%. So which means even among stakeholders, there are more fortunate stakeholders than others. And this is on a priority basis. First 20 of the 720 stakeholders who contribute first 36 stakes weekly and are consistent in the first month, 4 times in the month, doing 36 stakes per week. The first 20 of the first 720 stakeholders who achieve this result of staking will get 50% of the 10% available equity for stakeholders. Then the first remaining 700 stakeholders who contribute any stake at all will share in the 50% equally. So it's an equity equality game. You play at your level and get the equity at your level. So you join the first 720 stakeholders, it means you are competing for a share of either 50% of the 10% available equity, or you are competing for a share of the next 50%. Okay, so you can share the first 50% if you are among the first 20 who achieve 36 weekly stakes and do it consistently 4 times or 4 weeks in a month, achieving total of 144 stakes. You will be sharing in the first 50% of the first of the 10% equity available for stakeholders. Now, if you did not meet up with this cut, if you are anywhere less than 144 stakes in your first month, it means you are sharing in the remaining 50% of the 10% equity that has been sliced for the first 720 stakeholders. So either place, if you are among the first 720 stakeholders, you have your equity share already guaranteed. So co-founder roles are closed. Their 30% is reserved. For pioneer stakeholder and top promoter equity, access is still alive for those who act now. So once again, either path. If you are early and contribute meaningfully in year 1, this opens the door to equity consideration. Emotionally, this is the pain point, the fear of missing out forever. Many feel it. What if I join and it doesn't work? But the deeper fear should be, what if it does work and I stayed on the sidelines? The people who become billionaires in startups aren't the smartest or luckiest. They are the ones who recognized the window and stepped in when it was still open. PSL is that window. The flywheel is spinning. Hubs are expanding. Professionals are training. Revenue is compounding. Don't be the one who sees rocky soil and sells the gold mine under your feet. Jim Rohn said it best. We must all suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regrets. Discipline today means staking, promoting, building with the founding team. This is a regret-free that buys tomorrow. A regret-free option that buys tomorrow. Regret tomorrow buys nothing. So you don't want to regret tomorrow, okay? Because if you don't buy now, you will regret tomorrow, which means if you have no part in PSL right now, you are most likely to regret tomorrow for missing out. But if you buy now, you are getting a regret-free tomorrow. So what are you buying? Buy either a place in the founding team as a promoter or as a stakeholder. Peter Thiel's definite optimism applies here. Don't hope vaguely for wealth. Build it with concrete plans. PSL's plan is clear. Self-funded scale, hub-by-hub growth, 4 values at dignity level, equity reserved for early co-architects. Your stake or promotions aren't just transactions. They are votes for the future and shares in it. This is my direct one-time question to you. Are you ready to support the founding team to build PSL in exchange for equity and immediate perks? Yes or no? If yes, choose your role. A. Fund PSL stakes and get DIY, weekly, or DFY, monthly returns as a stakeholder. B. Fund PSL paid promotions and get commissions per generated paid membership monthly as a promoter. Send your choice, name, email, and location to WhatsApp 0810-2427-303 right now. If you are early enough, I will personally congratulate you with the equity access still available through your first year contributions. The spots are limited. The window is closing. Tomorrow, someone else might say yes when only one remains. Don't let that yes be your own lost opportunity story. So you should rather be the one saying yes now so you don't lose the opportunity tomorrow. Build big, live well, move fast. Together, we are going to grow bigger. Thank you for watching. If this woke something up in you, share it immediately. The person who needs this most might be one share away from their destiny. I will see you building, or I hope I will. So, I have called you into PSL as the founder. I have already given all I can, mostly information and explanation. It is now yours to make a decision. I cannot make the decision for you. However, I cannot coerce you into making the decision right now. So weigh in the options. Look at what you stand to miss if you didn't take your stance early. If you waited too long thinking if you can do this, if it is risky or if it is safe. Now, I want to give you a simple tip to learn about PSL and understand PSL, okay? Search PSL Co-work Network on YouTube so that you can access all the content I have been posting about PSL Co-work Network. Now, when you find a video on YouTube that is about PSL, all right, go to use the smart questions, okay, and let the AI summarize all the content. If you know you don't have the time to go through all the content that are now flooding, okay, YouTube about PSL. I've been doing this series, okay, so it's now becoming a load of work if you want to go through them all one by one. An easier way or a shorter cut to go through them is to go to the section for more, okay, and ask the AI questions. The AI already prompts you on questions that are ideal based on the content summary. Now, choose those questions and look at what the answers are. You'll be surprised of how much information is already available about PSL. So if you are thinking, is this safe? Is this wise? Why not go and ask this question to the AI directly? I've already answered mostly all your questions in all the contents I have put out there. It's you now who has to go and find out for yourself. That is where research comes in. If you want to compare PSL with all the options out there, feel free. The smart AI on YouTube is going to answer all your questions for you. So you don't even need me to talk more about PSL. However, I'll keep doing my part. This series will continue. So I'll keep telling you more about the opportunities available in PSL, and it's your choice to choose, okay, to act, to join while the time is still, counting down to scarcity and loss of opportunity. You don't want that time to finish counting down, all right, when you would have lost the opportunity completely. Equity in PSL is scarce. I'm not guaranteeing that if you act now, you will get it, okay? There are criteria for you to really get them. So if you join as a stakeholder, you have to meet either within the first 720 of those who bought their stakes, their first stakes, okay? If you are in the first 720, right now you do not know if you are within or without. So, but when you come in and show seriousness that you want to join PSL, then I will break the news to you whether you still have a chance to own or not own equity. Now, even if you don't get to own equity as a stakeholder, all right, what you get in returns for your stake is good for you. All right, it can cover most of your needs. For example, in one of our core values departments, four core values department, which is shelter, if you were to buy up to 144 stakes in the first month, that would have earned you equity, and you missed equity because you came in late when the 50% of the 10% available equity for stakeholders has already been taken, then you'll be placed on our first receivers or beneficiaries of the shelter, all right, program, which means with your stake, we are going to qualify you for priority access to our shelter program, which means that you will get a house from PSL. Houses are like assets that are durable. So over time, you can decide what you want to do, stay in them, and come out of the renting cycle, or resell them or rent them, and make money on them. So they can become a substitute for the equity you may have missed out. But again, this is for those who wanted to access the first 50% of the 10% available equity for stakeholders and missed out because they came in late. You will now be joining the priority program for housing if you met the requirement for getting what? The same first 50% share, all right, in available 10% equity for stakeholders. So I am being fair with the distribution of equity and privileges or benefits for those who come in to join and support PSL's team or founding team, in building PSL to grow from the first year. All of these benefits of equity are available only in the first year. So which means if you actually didn't come into the first year, you are mostly late, because in the first year, those who have made their earliest contribution have already grabbed the total available share of equity. Since the reserve is for our four core value departments, it is from the reserved equity that we develop our shelter department, develop our clothing department, also develop our feeding department, and develop our income department. So we are utilizing our equity, the reserve equity that should have gone to external investors, now using them for social or community impact through our four core values departments. You see why now? So even when anyone may have missed out on the equity, they can still gain from the utility of the equity for community good, which is in our four core values department, since you have already allotted 40% of our reserve equity, for this purpose. Each of the departments get 10%. That is how we distribute the value of ownership to others outside, who join as stakeholders. So you get priority access to all of these core value departments. You see why PSL is different from 99.9% of all other programs you can support. So why not support an initiative that cares about people in a genuine way? PSL is that initiative. PSL is real, PSL is substantial, PSL is reliable, PSL is trustworthy, PSL is transparent, PSL is going to be there. Okay, even when most of the other programs have run out, okay, PSL will be there. So trust PSL and support PSL's growth, especially in the first year. But if you miss out of the first year's opportunities, then you are going to benefit from the general services, okay, PSL is offering through its 4 core values departments. These are giving back to others who may have missed out. So absolutely, you may not miss out entirely, but these equities, if you miss
PSL
out,
already
well,
considers
remember,
everyone out there who will benefit in other ways apart from enjoying equity. So there is no absolute missing out. Take advantage of PSL because it does not compare with all other investment opportunities you can think of. Like, let us do the comparison if you want to compare. I'm giving you the time to check around and then come back and review all the messages about what PSL represents. PSL is not copying from any other program out there. PSL is concerned about transformation of lives in an original way that applies to solving fundamental needs: shelter, clothing, feeding, and income sustainably. Something that no other business combines together. PSL has made its 4 core values, and it is reaching out to everyone through these. The stakes are amazing gifts to society because they return real fortune. And what about the work for professionals who are trained by PSL? All of these are made possible through collaboration and the contribution of people like you who choose PSL now. So make the choice for PSL. Let us grow together because we have a common vision for a better world fashioned according to our own will. As we are willing to assist each other, to support each other, our world will become better. It is in our hands to improve the lives not only of those related to us, but those out there through the programs we support. When you support good programs, it has ripple effects, enriching so many with its goodness. Thank you for